Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday evening and happy beautiful Monday morning there in the Philippines. This is Master Coach Lakendra Smalley with the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs, where we certify, train, and develop life coaches, teaching them how to, monetize their gifts and their talents and their aspirations and be the best versions of themselves so they can also help others be the best versions of themselves. So what we do is we really just duplicate our hearts and duplicate our souls and duplicate who we are as human beings so we can see the change that we want to see in the world. And today is the end of International Coaching Week. So we have been celebrating all week in our own special way. And I wanted to bring some very special coaches. Like, they are so special in my heart. They're very special to the world. They're special like in their own platforms. And I want to introduce them to you. So this is going to be a very, very fun and entertaining interview. And I'm going to say that because this interviewing panel are mostly males. So the last interviewing panel were all women. So now we have mostly male. And male just have they have different type of brains. So I can't wait for them to answer these questions. And I know that we're going to have such a good time and be truly enlightened by them. They are some of the best in what they do. And we are so special to have them a part of the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. So I want to ask you to do something for me really quick, though, because before I bring them on, I need for you to invite your coaching bestie. So if you are a coach on here, like, hello, Coach Maria, hello, Coach Sheila, thank you for being on. Go ahead and invite as many coaches and share it on your page. Because let me tell you something, it is a variety of coaches. I don't think anyone on this panel has the same coaching style, which means that the impact is going to be, times 1 million. The information that you're going to receive is going to be able to, touch the hearts of many different people from all different, walks of life, because we know, that life coaching is a lifestyle, and it's really just all about the inspiration and the motivation of helping us to climb that next step, right? So to have a variety of coaches on this panel, you will want to share this on your page, because you will have just something special that, your audience will be able to engage in, that you share with them. So you're really going to be giving them a gift. That's just how I look at it. So share this and be a gift to your family and friends, and just tell them to come and be nosy, right? Because that's what I tell everybody on my page. Come over here and be nosy and see what I got going on. So I'm getting ready to bring to the stage Dr. Coach Romel, Coach Febby, Master Coach Mike, Coach K Sabala, Coach Ed, and Coach Adam. Hello, coaches.
Hi.
Hi, Coach.
Hello.
So
Good morning.
We are here. It's morning. This is the beautiful thing that I love, right? And I know I talk about it all the time, but y'all are already living a life that's not promised to me, right? It's not promised that I may even see tomorrow morning, and you guys are already living tomorrow morning. But this is a question I want to ask my Filipino tribe. I'm living the day that you've already, accomplished and you are moved on from. Is there anything that you want to ask me in this day that you want to relive that I can fix up for you? Like, did you mess something up on yesterday that I need to fix up for you in my today's time, so you can have some peace over there in the morning? Is there anything? Did you get a lack of sleep over here? Do I need to add some extra hours to my sleep time to fulfill you? Or what is it that I need to do for y'all over here today to fulfill your morning over there on Monday that you did not do on yesterday? Anything? I'm taking suggestions so I can help you have a complete day today.
Mhm. Your energy is more than enough, Master Coach. Seriously, simply because yesterday I really had a hard stop for myself and I
Mm,
chose to rest simply because the whole week celebrating the International Coaching Week was crazy for me. And it was a wonderful experience. So I need the additional dose of sparkles today.
okay.
Not that, I lack them because I got to sleep yesterday, but everyone does. And we are very much fortunate to have yours.
Okay, awesome. So I will have enough energy for you on today since you rested on yesterday, okay? Anybody else need something from me that you did not do on yesterday that I need to fulfill for you on today? Everybody is peaceful and good. Okay, US coaches, is it something that you need from them, right? Like we're not even close to being in Monday yet. We're not even close to midnight yet. So is there anything that we need from the Filipino coaches going into our tomorrow that they can send over to you on today? Like we're going into the future. What is it that you want them to send you?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would love just a connection. I would love to get to know you guys more. I think that everyone on this call, most of the people on this call, I haven't met before. So that's it. Just some connection vibes.
Awesome. Febby, do you need anything from the tribe over there? Because they're already living a day that we haven't seen yet. Do you need something from them?
Well, I can hear the roosters, so that's highly motivating. The morning is right there. So this is going to be great because they're already energized and they just woke up. So this is going to be a live interview.
Yes, that is so good. And I was going to say, can y'all send me some daylight? But it's still daylight here. Like we have daylight all the way up until 9 p.m. here in the United States. It's crazy, right? So you being here with us on today is enough for me as well. So I want to give a shout out over here. We have Jade. She is tuning in. We have other people tuning in. I'm unable to see you right now. So for whatever reason, if you're introducing yourself, just put your name in the comment. And then that way we'll be able to see who you are because we can't see all of that from StreamYard. And I apologize, but we really, really appreciate you coaches for being here because this is also a celebration of you all too. So happy International Week to all of the coaches that are tuning in. But we're going to jump into this interview because we don't really have that much time. So let's start off with this question. And so everybody is going to answer the question. We're just going to go into a beautiful flow. But my first question is, what has been one of your biggest learning curves? One of your biggest learning curves since becoming a certified life coach? Boom, boom, boom. Who's going to go first? What has been one of the biggest learning curves you've had since becoming a certified life coach?
I can go first.
Okay.
I think I'll go. I don't
Let
know
the
if
men
you
go
can hear me.
first. Go ahead.
Disconnected earlier.
We can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, I got disconnected earlier. I'm just trying to get in. So I don't know. I guess the introduction was made, and I think it was, and I presume it would be, it was great. I wasn't able to hear anything at all. Now I don't know if I got it right. The learning curve, the biggest
Yes. Yeah. What
learning
is your
curve
biggest learning curve? Mm-hmm.
that I have. The biggest learning curve that I have is this: I also need a coach. I see. It's more like the value of life coaching. Actually, like everybody needs one. So that's the biggest learning curve I got. I thought before that I can do it alone. I can do it myself. It's my life. So there's no need for somebody else to really like coach me out of it. But learning the basics of it and being with a community of coaches, now you know that you see things that you cannot see things that others can see, and
Mm.
somehow those are the pitfalls, and you need somebody to see it for you. So again, coaches needs coaches too.
That's a big one. I learned the same thing, Dr. Coach. Who else? Who else? Y'all keep coming in. Just go. Dive in.
My biggest learning curve with so much like autonomy was learning how to just refine my services. Like I believe I have so many gifts to offer, and I just want to just dump all my gifts on you as a coach, but just kind of refining what it is that I can help people with, how I can serve them better. That was one of my biggest learning curves, and just putting an order and a process to, okay, I'm gonna help you here first. Then I'm gonna help you here. Then I'm gonna help you here, and growing. And then I get very excited to work with my clients. So just learning how to, okay, you got this, and we're gonna take this. How do you eat an elephant? We just gonna take this one bite at a time.
That's good.
Yeah. I'd like to add there, in my case, it's more of reframing my thoughts. My thoughts and those of my clients, okay? It's only after becoming a coach that I have actually appreciated the fact that when you change the way you look at things, everything else around you changes. And that was a beautiful experience for me altogether.
Very good. Coach Ed, you're on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute.
All right. Is everyone hearing me? All right. So for me, life coaching is value for value, because I'm that person who started because I'm doing IT. All right. I'm also an IT practitioner and doing life coaching as alongside with it. So I'm that one person who just want to help someone before. Like, I don't really ask for monetary before. Then I learned that it's not the value of money, but it's the value of transformation that the person wanted to have in their life. That brings meaning to the transformation we are fighting for as a life coach. So yeah, that's for me.
Awesome.
Yay for me. Okay, Coach Febby, you want to go next?
That's okay. You can go. That's fine.
Okay, so mine is connected to almost what everyone said, but it's really trust in myself and trust in myself and in the process. Because as what Coach Romel said, we all need coaches. Even coaches, we need help. And Coach Mike mentioned about reframing. And mine was really, I realized that, I had this, like Coach Adam, I want to help, I want to dump my gifts as well on my clients. But then I realized that it will always have to be, I always say one life at a time, but it will always have to begin with me. Everything starts with me, with my very own. So it's trusting myself in the process. So that's my biggest learning curve.
Wow.
And I will go ahead and close. So for me, it's been meeting the people where they are. I remember in the certifications, we were talking about non-judgmental and meeting someone where they are, because I've received a lot of questions. As soon as I got certified, the questions came up. What is a life coach? Who is a life coach? What is life coaching? What do they do? Is it a degree? So I have learned not to make assumptions, like you should have known what a life coach does, So I've been so humbled to get to a place of educating them, like this is what a life coach does. And also, how did you decide to become a life coach? Then I would explain, it's self-clarity for me. I desired to go intensively deep into my strengths that I have. That way I can benefit, and then I can serve my community and those that desire to be served. So meeting them where they are, don't be judgmental.
I love that. And I want to add, Coach Noel said his biggest learning curve is learning more about himself as a life coach and how he lives his life as a life coach. So thank you so much, Coach Noel. Y'all, we have comments we're streaming from 4 different places. So there's comments coming from everywhere. So thank you for all the coaches who are tuning in, and you're engaging. But as I ask these questions, just like Coach Noel, you should be answering the questions as well for yourself, because we are celebrating all life coaches all around the world during International Life Coaching Week as we close out, so we can be reminded of why we chose this profession and why it's so enduring for us. So next question, panel. Okay, get ready. What has been your most embarrassing moment? What has been your most embarrassing moment, and how did you recover from it? Like, how did you recover from it? So dive in.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So I'll share mine, and it kind of goes into what Coach K was saying, and just trusting in yourself more. And that was my most embarrassing moment. Like I got a call from a client to do some work, and I think like at first this was before, right after I got my certificate, and wasn't all the way ready to be a life coach. I hadn't put it out there that this is what I'm about to be doing, and I'm already getting a client, and I'm just like, oh, okay, what am I going to do? I call Master Coach LaKendra, like, I need the paperwork, like, what am I? And that was my most embarrassing moment, because the client had to reassure me that, no, Adam, I choose you. I want you to help me. I've worked with you before. He really poured into me, and that was a little embarrassing, because he's supposed to be paying me to help him, and here he is just pouring into my confidence and my ability to do what we're going to do. So that was my most embarrassing and very humbling humbling moment with my first client.
I remember that. He was like, Master Coach, I need a contract. I don't have anything in place. I just need, and I sent him so much stuff, and I was like, oh, hopefully he can choose what he needs so he can carry forward. Okay, who's up next?
One of the things that happened to me, that I felt embarrassing, was because after the certification, I was like offering myself to everyone, and there was one time that I offered myself to the wrong person, I guess, because he thought I was not the person whom he needs, and he was like a friend, right? Like, what will I get from you? I know you. And I was like, really? Your life is a mess too. So I said, yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's why I'm a coach, because I know how it is and how we can get over it. And it's like, nah, I'll pass. But then again, I just felt it to myself at that moment that I was really embarrassed, and I was like questioning myself, am I really gonna do this and offer myself to everyone? And even my friends, actually, I mean, he was one of my close friends. And he was laughing, but he was laughing while he was saying it. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I just have to offer it to somebody else. I mean, my friend doesn't need me because they have me anyway, anytime. So somebody might need me more. So I just, oh, well, it took me at least an hour or more to get over it, and then just move on.
Right. I love that, because that is very true. And I know we've all experienced this, right? It's like, okay, so you a life coach, but I know you. Right? And I know, look, you call me sometimes, and I have to help you, sort through your day. Our friends will challenge us that way. So I feel your pain, Dr. Coach Romel. I feel your pain. Okay, who's up next?
Well, I can go. So, Coach, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know if I would call it like embarrassment. So since we're using that term, embarrassment, I think I have learned, for my sense of humor, for example, my sense of humor it may come out differently because I have a different culture. So sometimes I would find myself in a position where I crack a joke and then other people don't understand because it's a different culture, and then the jokes would be different, or it would be them cracking a joke. So I'm from Zambia, South Central Africa, and I live right here in Dallas. So we have a different culture. I have to learn their culture, and they have to learn some of my culture. But sometimes when we do crack jokes, we don't meet in the center. So they would say something and then I don't laugh, and then they'll be like, "So you're not laughing? You didn't find that funny?" And I would have a straight face, like, "No, it is." So I have to learn. But I believe every coach has to have a sense of humor, but sometimes we do meet in the center.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay, so I'll go now. I don't think it was ever related to coaching, but it was probably the most embarrassing experience I've ever had in my entire life. That I don't even know how to handle it up to this day. So I was introduced to one of the royalties in Saudi Arabia during a courtesy call. I didn't know that it was prohibited to actually give a kiss on the cheek or even shake hands with the royalty there. I nearly got arrested by doing so. Okay, it was crazy because the woman who was apparently a hair of something like that, she was staring at me when I actually proceeded to actually give her a kiss on the cheek, and everyone gathered around me. I'm like, what did I do? I wasn't aware. And so what happened was my foreign friend was the one who actually explained everything, that I wasn't briefed exactly. Because as I am, I would normally give people hugs upon meeting them or giving them a kiss on the cheek and all. But that totally got me. And that everyone, until the end of that gathering, was talking about me, about how brave I was. Little did they know that I didn't know that it meant such a big deal for them. But
Wow.
lesson learned, never assume. So yeah.
That's a big one, Master Coach. Like, that is a big one.
Courage comes from not knowing.
Nearly got arrested. She had bodyguards, and I was so unmindful of them. So I was just, oh, hello there, and I gave her a kiss on the cheek, and I'm like, everyone went crazy. So yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. It's awesome. Who's left? Coach K?
I'll
Coach?
be
Okay.
yeah. Mine is related to coaching. So,
So yeah.
it's go, coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Proceed.
All right. So mine is related to coaching, and it's related to advancement and to the whole practice. It's the word is embarrassing, but I don't know if it's embarrassing because it's a bit disappointing. But I would say it's embarrassing. Okay, so it's when people that I talk to say no. That was the experience, like when I was starting, like how it is with bringing in professionals to the profession. So it's not like the percentage is so low, like you have 40 people interested to get in, just really 10 out of 40 would say yes to it. So when I was starting, I find it so embarrassing and so uncomfortable that I would be receiving the no, because I would be very passionate, and even with clients. So it is really the no. But through time, so I've learned how to deal with it, and just really told myself that it's not yet. So it's not really a no, but it's not yet. So that's how I got over it and learned to navigate through. And, I continue to do it until today. So that's it for me.
I feel your pain on that one, Coach K. You be like, no, I just had 1,000 people to say yes, and you're saying no? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Mine
awesome.
happened, master coach in a cafeteria when I started my coaching journey. All right. I've talked with a very good friend and she's a girl. All right. And while we are just having waiting for our friends to come, I started to like really practice what I have learned from life coaching, and that person started to cry like in the cafeteria in the public place. Like, okay, so it's look like there is a relationship that is happening that, uh, and people starting to gaze at us like. Okay, so I began to be really distracted during that time. But this person really wants to continue, and she's pouring her heart really crying to the process, and it's really embarrassing because I know for the fact that people around us is already judging me for doing something that I'm not doing. So yeah, I clearly remember that the first time. So that's for me, coach.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So those were all great answers. And thank you for sharing, coaches. Those of you who are tuning in, the question they just answered was like, what was one of their most embarrassing moments and how did they recover from it? So you go ahead and put I see some of you are answering the question. So keep your answers coming as well. And of course, when we get off the live, if we can, attend to them and engage with you, we will, and read some, while we're here live. So thank you so much for engaging, because engagement is really, really important, as we all have pivoted on to social media. And some of us are still disconnected from people where we're not, being able to see our loved ones and really getting out there to be social. So even on social media, you can still engage and be social and interact with one another in the feed. So I'm giving you the jewels of how you remain successful when you're on a live. Okay. So next question. As a life coach, what body part do you think you heal? What body part? What body part do you feel that you heal as a life coach?
I'll go first.
Okay.
It will be the head, because it gets in the way too much. So yeah, so it's really the head for me.
Okay, so Coach K Sabala heals the head. Okay, so anybody who having head problems, you need to call K Sabala, okay?
I can go next, coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the mind. So kind of like the head. I had mind, but the subconscious. That's what I had.
Mm-hmm.
Because we deposit a lot of things in the subconscious unknowingly. And it starts at the very young age. And those are the things that we do struggle with or have challenges with when we grow in our adult life. So I had a healing my subconscious, because when I do heal that, my heart will just say yes.
That's good. Okay, keep them coming.
I gotta
Okay.
I gotta go with Coach Febby. Sorry, Coach Mike.
No, it's okay. Go, Coach Man.
I gotta go with Coach Febby because what I think I'm healing, as a doctor, it goes out again. I'll go to the basic unit of things like the cells. Like we are made of 50 trillions or 100 trillions of cells, and somehow something about it, what governs it is the mind. Like what Coach Febby had said, 95% or 97% of the time we do things by habit, subconsciously, unaware, or unconsciously. So our cells actually goes into the habit of doing things of what we were used to doing. So what I heal to transform people is that mindset. I mean, the whole thing of, if you make a habit or make a routine out of things that will positively affect you, then it trickles down to your cells, which again produce the results that you want, not the results that you think just happen along the way. So it's still also for me the mind, like what Coach Feb had said.
Okay. All right. Keep it coming.
Okay, I don't want to follow Coach Mel. I don't want to follow Coach Mel. That's so technical. Science and me. I'll go last.
Okay.
All right, I go next because of that. So for me as a relationship coach, I heal the mouth. All right, because most of the time, most of the guys out there know how to look, know how to hear someone, know how to smell. Like really a good partner, but definitely have do not have that much courage to express their feelings. So that's one of the things that I usually coach. Those person who has that kind of capability to understand why they want what they want in life, but can't express through their mouth. So I enable them, I help them, and transform them by listening to them. So yeah, that's for me.
I like it. I like it. I love that rooster.
It agrees.
I love
Oh,
it.
gosh.
We just don't get to hear that in the U.S. I just.
It's on me, Master Coach. It's on me. I mean, the roosters are growing. It's on me. I'm in the farm. Really?
We welcome, Dr. Coach, we welcome them to this live, okay? You're okay.
Coach
Okay, Master
Adam?
Coach. Master Coach?
I think Coach Adam wants to go.
Coach Adam, okay.
You can go ahead, brother.
Okay. Okay.
The gentlemen, y'all are so polite. Y'all are so okay.
Okay.
Master Coach, you're up.
So what I want you all to do right now is raise your hand like this. Okay. Show it on the screen. What I heal are the fingerprints. Okay. I want you to feel them. Okay. I heal fingerprints. I make them more visible. I help people own their space. I empower them from within so that they can leave their mark wherever they go as they become their own hashtag best me ever.
Oh.
Master Coach, I don't know. You probably could have gone behind Dr. Coach because that's pretty good.
What's awesome with that is that nobody have an identical fingerprint.
Exactly. So you own your unique self with your fingerprints. However, it disappears when you let others dictate who and what you should be. So I make them more visible.
I love it. Okay.
Okay, so I will go next. So the body part that I heal and build is the muscles. So over time, like this just for me, working in corporate jobs or working for other people, my muscle, my unique gift, my fingerprint sometimes gets a little dull because I'm not using it. And the same for others. Like if you're working in a field that is not really fulfilling to you, you're just doing that to pay the bills, that gift that the Most High gave you sometimes gets a little weak and underdeveloped. So I'm that person that's going to help you heal some of those muscles that are broken, that are overworked, and then help you rebuild those muscles in your true purpose.
Wow, that is so phenomenal. So has everybody gone yet? Everybody has gone? Okay, I have this list. So this panel of life coaches are phenomenal, right? We have Coach K who heals the head. Okay, so if you don't have this together, you might as well go and see Dr. Coach Romel, right? Dr. Coach Romel is going to help you really to tap into the mindset, and he's gonna work with maybe Coach Febby is going to be in the operation room with Dr. Coach Romel because she has the special formula for also the subconscious mindset, and we know everything lives there. So that's really, really beautiful. And then Coach Ed, I mean the mouth, the tongue, right? It's one of the most powerful weapons that a human has. You know, it's worse than physical pain sometimes. So to be able to help people heal, to heal that tongue is so powerful. And then we have Master Coach Mike with the fingerprints. I think that's so genius, because no one has our fingerprints. But you said something that was so pivotal. But if you decide to let someone else use, right, to use your fingerprints to falsely identify you as something else, then you would need to go and see him so he can teach you how to be the best me ever. Like, I love his hashtag. Did I cover everyone? Oh, and the muscles. We all need to go see Coach Adam, right? So especially these flabby arms I got and legs, I need to go and get in shape. But he's here with me, so I'm more accessible. So those are all great. Thank you so much for that. And we have coaches who are sharing also in our live international feed. Y'all keep sharing, because these questions are also helping you to tap back into reflection of who you are as a coach, which brings me to our next question. And that is, what makes a client a good fit for you? What makes a client a good fit to sit in your chair? Who wants to open that one up?
Oh, Coach Adam.
So this is very, very, very easy for me because I do a lot of community work, a lot of grassroots, boots on the ground kind of work, working with our young people, especially in very violent communities and disenfranchised poor communities. So the ideal client for me is someone who has a business that not only elevates and helps themselves, but elevates and helps the people around them in the community that they're in. That is my big no. I've been able to be in some rooms where I don't know how I'm there, and a few like artists have asked, you know, hey, can you work with me? Da da da. And I went and I listened to their music, and it's like, yeah, no, because you know I'm directly in front of kids, and it's like I know that they're watching me. I'm held to a different kind of standard because children are very impressionable, and I want to make sure that what I'm doing, I'm leaving something great for the children and the people behind me. So it's very important that the people and the clients that I work with, you understand that this life is more about others than it is about yourself. So whatever business that you have, please pour into other people, and that's my big must is how are you giving back to someone other than yourself?
That's good. That's good, Coach Adam. Very good.
I can go. So for me, I understand that I'm not a coach for everyone. So that is number one. My coaching style is very direct, but I'm very sweet at the same time. So someone who is in my presence, they have to be willing and ready to do the work. So people that I work with, so clients, you may call them, I work with international students. One, because I have been there, so I understand the life challenges in diaspora. I do understand that. So that client is very ideal for me. I will take you from when you get into that location, I will take you into your career path, and then I will exalt you to where you need to go. But you do have to be ready to do the work because I have done the work. So we are not in a position of forcing you to do the work. And I do love what Coach Adam has stated, that we're leaving a legacy here. We're leaving a print. So we are being very intentional on those that we serve. Now, I can serve anyone, whether you speak English or you don't speak English. However, I do love to be very diverse because I can coach anyone, even someone who doesn't even speak English, because it is not about the language. It is about coming from the mind all the way to the heart. So I'm going to serve you. So number one, I know what type of coach I am, very direct. If you cannot take it, the person who is very direct, then I'm not your coach. I will take you to somebody else freely, but I will be that person who will exhort you and coach you all the way up to win.
Love it. You know, I am also a very direct coach as well, and she's telling the truth. If you can't take very direct people, we are not for you. Very good, very good. Okay, who's up next?
I'll go, Coach, Master Coach. I'm just laughing. Why? Because the ideal fit for me is Romel 20 years ago or 25 years ago. Right? The one who was confused, who was trying to do things a lot, who does not know where he's going really, but he's trying everything just so he has things. So being confused and not being in focus, that's the one thing that I would like people to know, that when you charter a path, okay, this is me telling myself, my ideal fit of a client, telling my 20-year-old self that if you have just formed your path and somehow went through the journey and not just go sideways along the way, then probably you would be somewhere much, much better and greater than where you are now. So if those clients, actually I can give more focus on them, like give them the clarity of their self by discovering their own self, by being aware of what they have and being empowered to do the things that they have to do to reach what they dream of as a life, then that's me 20 years ago, and that's my ideal fit.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, I'll go next with that. Thanks, Coach Doctor. So for me, if a person is already understanding that it is affecting his work, his relationship, and he's willing to do something about it, like really, yeah. When that person, usually what I have sharing in different talks that I have is that a person that is no boyfriend or no girlfriend since birth, a person that is in and out of a relationship and really don't have a clear idea of what that kind of person they're looking for, and maybe a person who is waiting for enough years, 2 years, 5 years, 12 years for a person to come in their life, like specifically looking for a person, and really it delves with that. They want to do something about it, they want to properly address it, or either way they want to express it. So I journey and I partner with that kind of person in my coaching lifestyle.
Love it. I love that. Okay. Who's next?
I go next.
Okay.
Yep, mine is the perfect fit for me is someone who is in his or her head too much. That's why, when I said I'm gonna heal the head, it's actually mindset still. It's still mindset, but it's really that head space, and you are like you if you are someone who is so talented, there's so many ideas, like just overflowing with ideas, but it's just all ideas and it's so painful already to be in your head, and then you are just ready to get out and just do the work, because I'm working with clients like that right now, like brilliant clients, so talented, and yet there's just so many things that's happening in their head, entertaining them, and I would say Coach Romel says 20 years ago, me, I'm also in that process, but I have begun the work when I became a coach, so 3 years, and I'm still in that process, but I have seen the results, and my client will already be seeing the shadow, at least the shadow of the results that they also want. So I want that, like a client who is now ready to get out of your head and let's do the work.
Mm, that's good. That's good. I mean, hey, I would hire you all. I think I could possibly fit into to a lot of you guys. Have we all gone? Have we all answered?
Mike.
For Coach? Master?
Okay. As a coach, I give tough love, and most of my coaches are familiar with that already. I am lovingly pushy, as I would like to describe myself in that aspect. I like to work with people who are brave, who are committed, who are open and ready to accept their own greatness. Because if they cannot accept that, then I may not be the one for them. It must start from them first. So there.
And and I love how you kept that smile on your face, because like we're okay if someone is not a good fit for us. And that's the reason why I wanted us all to share that life coaching is not like any other profession. It's not like this one stop fit all profession. We individually have special gifts and talents that are only for a special group of people that need our special gift and talent. So I wanted people to hear that it's not any coach that you can hire, because I hear all the time like, oh, I had a coach or I had a therapist. It's not even a coach, or I had a therapist, or I had a doctor that wasn't a good fit for me. And it is, well, find the one that's a good fit, because there is one for you. So just like anything in life, like a spouse, your first spouse may not have been a good fit for you either, right? Just you got a new spouse, okay? So a job, it's the same thing even with coaches. So make sure you're doing your due diligence to find that right fit, because as you hear, there is an array of coaches here, and we're all so totally different. And even you coaches, I wanted you to hear that you can't serve every client. Coach, Dr. Coach Romel was, he told that embarrassing story. He thought he could go and just coach his bestie, and the bestie was like, no, I'm not your ideal client, okay? So every person in this world is not your ideal client, okay? So you have to make sure you know that. So make sure you answer that question. I see that the comments kind of froze there, because a lot of us do not know. And if you do not know, this is something that you need to work on. As we move out of International Coaching Week, you need to truly work on, who do you really want to work with? What client is going to make you feel alive and make you feel good when you go to bed at night, and make you feel awesome when you wake up in the morning to see that client again, because they truly, fill your day up with joy just by helping them solve that problem that that you're gifted to solve, right? Okay, so anyway, that's a tangent for me. So next question is up on the screen. At the age of 7, I would go back and tell myself what? Because we know the age 7, Dr. Coach, he can attest to this, because, he and I already talked about the 9 million cells in the body, so we know he's really smart, right? So he could go back and attest to this. And 7 is around the time where we are really truly functioning, where we're remembering everything, where behavior, it's like, this is where it starts, and it's hard. Either you shape it in this time, or it's going to be hard to attain. Just like when you get an adult, like, oh, adults set in their ways. If you don't really grasp it by the age of 7, instilling the love and the values and all of that, then you may have a tough growing, some growing pains there. So if you can go back to the age of 7, what would you go back and tell yourself?
Unzipped.
Let's talk well.
Who wants to go first on that one?
I'll go first.
Okay. Okay, Dr. Coach.
I'm just, I don't know. I'm thinking like who I was when I was 7, but I guess I was the stubborn child that I am. And no matter how I say it to that 7-year-old, he wouldn't listen. But I guess what I will do is leave him a message for him to open when the time comes. That's one day you should be this. You should be open to things. You should be open to suggestions. You should be open to a journey wherein you will be filled with what you really want in life, with what you dream of. And by that time, you should be prepared to accept those things. Because when I was a kid, I would just follow what it was on my plate at that time. And like I said earlier, my stubborn self on that 7-year-old will never listen to Coach Romel now. Never. He will just disregard me, maybe play with me, but not listen to what I'll be saying. And at that moment, also when I was 7 years old, I don't know if I really will understand how life is the way that I understand it now. But will surely leave him a message for him to open when the time comes, and that would be it. I don't know. It's like Back to the Future thing for me. What's going in my head right now? It's like when the time comes, year 1990, you have to do this.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Who's up next? Okay, Coach Adam.
So I'll share mine. Let's make it a little deep, a little heavy. So what I would tell myself, my 7-year-old self, is that pain is enlightenment. And I spent a lot of my childhood stayed in most of the homeless shelters here in Dallas. My mother was a single parent. My godmothers raised me, and family just kind of help and support being a village to my mom trying to raise me. And not having a father figure, and all of those things, all of that pain built me to who I am, and who I am today, and what I'm able to offer people. And I do martial arts. I do Northern Shaolin Kung Fu, and this is a lesson that we learn in my discipline, in my practice. And I would tell my 7-year-old self, just embrace that pain, sit in that pain, understand it. There's a lesson in it, and you are going to come out greater from that. Just don't run from it. Just embrace it, and you will come out more enlightened in the end. We use an analogy. When you were a child and your mom cut on the stove and you put your hand on a hot burning stove, you knew to never touch that stove again. So that's the lesson that I would give myself, is that pain teaches us something. There's always lessons in that, and just embrace it.
Yay.
That was deep.
That was deep. It was so deep, I got kicked out.
That was deep, yeah.
I'm like, what happened?
I don't want to go next.
I want to go next.
Okay, go.
I want to go next, Coach Feby. I want to go next because it's connected to that. Because at the age of 7, I was this child who was always, clinging for. I always felt I grew up with my auntie taking care of me, but we live in the same house with my mom. But it was like I would tell myself, at the age of 7, I would go back and tell that child, love is connection, and it's in your heart. It's not always physical presence. Because I always had this feeling of, fear of being abandoned, fear of being left. Because my auntie would have trips to Manila, so I remember at an early age, like I would cry a lot, and it really made a huge impact to who I've become. Like I have fears of all kinds of relationships, attachments. because I always had that fear. So if I will go back, and I can go back actually to that year and tell the child it's okay, and it's okay, embrace the pain of separation, because it's not really separation, but it's just the physical, separation. But love is in the heart. Love goes where I am and where my loved one is. So yeah.
Beautiful.
That was
Beautiful,
deep.
beautiful. Who's up
Okay, since
next?
we're talking about deep, I'll go. At the age of 7, I would tell my 7-year-old self that life is going to be great, but that greatness comes with a lot of challenges. If you were to show me 30 years later, I would say, no, let me stay right here. Because challenges started when I was 9 years old. So at the age of 7, I had no aspirations, like I had no vision. Okay, so I come from poverty. I'm very much exposed where I had no vision. So if someone was to tell me, Febby, like 25 years later, you will be in the United States of America, I didn't even know how that would look like. So my 7-year-old self, I would tell her, have a vision. Oh, if there is no one else that you would look up to, just have an imaginary positive life. So like right now we live in a world where there is like so much technology. Find someone that you can look up to, because where I come from, a 7-year-old self like me, they would not even think that I would speak with this crowd right now. Like just opening up to speak, there is that lack of confidence. When we speak, this is how you would speak, with my head down. When we talk to people about confidence, we tell them, look up, like look up, put your head up. But every time we would speak, it would be like, it's a source of intimidation. So I've come a long way. And that's what I want to tell those 7-year-olds, not me, because I have grown and I have learned. But now there is, our children. And I want to tell them life can be better. Life can be inspirational for you. Like I have learned to say, my life is, I have a very inspirational lifestyle, because at the age of 7, I would not see myself in America. So whether you come from the most impoverished country, I like what, we were talking about the head and then the mind. Like, think about what you would like, because it starts from the mind. So, as soon as we shift the way we think, then life can be possible. Like, I do tell people, I am your inspiration. I live in America. People in America, I'm the closest they have to Africa. And then that's like Zambia, my country. And those in my country from poverty, I'm the closest they have to America. So when I present myself, I have to present inspiration so they can say, if Febby did it, there's a possibility I can do it.
Thank you
All
for
right.
that sermon, child. That
That
was
was awesome.
All right.
that was great.
I'll go next. Thank you
Okay.
for that, Coach Febby. It's really great. So for me, when I go back in at the age of 7, tell something about myself. I will first give the lottery numbers, so that I can win. So it's just a joke. So for me, maybe I'm a millionaire now if I do so. But no, if that happens, I will
That's so funny.
tell my myself that um, God is true. Like God is holding your hand. God will hold your hand. God will be with you till the end, and start to know God. I mean, it is something that I would like to tell myself every time. So if given a chance to go back to that 7-year old kid, because in that age I'm connecting with Coach Kay and Coach Adam about the relationship with the family. There were comes a time I believe that 7-year old I have that kind of thinking that I am adopted, but though I'm not. So if there is someone that because personally during that time there are times that I really cried on my own rooms, asking myself that why did my father mother buy new things to my brother, and yeah, and stuff like that. But definitely if given a chance, and I would want to kind to hold on that moment in time, is that I would direct myself that there is someone who is watching you, who knows your heart, who knows who would you be, and who will never leave you nor forsake you. So yeah, that's for me.
Mm, beautiful, Coach K.
Yay.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Bring it home,
Um,
Mr. Coach.
on my end, I grew up with a dysfunctional family and having experienced bullying while growing up. I would tell my 7-year-old self to first stay fabulous, honey. Okay. You just hold on to that. You just hold on to that. Um, don't worry too much if they won't buy you your unicorn toy that you've always wanted, or if they would beat you up for simply choosing Wonder Woman to be your childhood heroine. It's okay. You don't have to cry over people wanting to put you inside a box because you don't understand yet back then what
Mhm,
it meant to be yourself. But I'm telling you right now, you just have to hold on to that sparkle, continue dressing up while no one's watching, continue twirling around, pretending that you're Wonder Woman inside your own room. Do that until you reach whatever age you want and inspire others to do the same, because someday where I'm at right now, random people will give you unicorns. Random people would tell you how much they love you for being who you are because you inspired them to do the same. So just wait for that day and you'll get all the unicorns that you want in this world, and they would eventually call you the unicorn coach. That one thing that you would probably love until the end of your days.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. What a beautiful way to close out that question, because really if we could all go back, everyone that's listening, if we could all go back to our 7-year-old self, which is the self when we really start to develop who we are and become now, right? And just tell yourself, like Master Coach Mike said, oh, just continue to flourish and build. Like, don't be ashamed of that, because who you are now, people are going to love you, people are going to embrace you, people are going to accept you. The world will finally say that you are this person and you're supposed to be here, you belong here, you're valuable, and you're worthy of being here. And know that it's going to be okay. Because if I would have known I was going to be okay at 7, just imagine how more, significant or wonderful or miraculous I would have become. But for some reason, subconsciously, all of us want to do with the subconscious mindset. I think we really know that, regardless of, us not having so good parents or coming from, a strong sense of, family value. I believe internally, right? It's some type of science or something in there. We all know that eventually life is going to be okay, because if not, we wouldn't have made it this far. So if you haven't gone back to talk to your 7-year-old self, if you're listening here, if you're a coach or if you're a non-coach and you're still like in the place of struggle, go back into your developmental age, which is about the age 7, and speak life. Speak life into him or her, and then welcome him or her into who you are right now, because you are that magnificent person that you've always envisioned. I think that's what Coach Febby said. Just have a vision, right? Have a vision and become that vision. And yeah, that's so beautiful. So anyway, okay, great. We have two questions left. So we just talked about the 7-year-old self. Now let's go into the future. Okay. I'm going to put it on the screen. At the age 90, baby, I gave us life. Do you hear me? We living for a long time. Just know it.
Amen.
At the age 90, what would you want yourself to say to you right now today? What would you want yourself at the age of 90 to say to you right now today? If you could go into the future and sit on that rocking chair with your 90-year-old self and you say, self, what would you want yourself to say to you? Who wants to go?
I'll go first. All right,
Okay.
for this one.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, 90 years old. I hope I reach that age. But but before that, I think if a 90-year-old Coach Ed will talk to a 34-year-old Coach Ed right now, he would said that joyfulness is a gift, and it is only you who can unwrap it in every season that you will encounter. Because I've been like in a different situation in the different season. I've been like married, for had my first kid, had my dad died. In every season, there is sometimes sadness, sorrows goes in the way, the guilt, the happiness. But what it is that keeps unwrapping in my life that God led me into is that in every season there's always a gift. You can always choose to be joyful. And joyfulness doesn't mean that you're happy. Joyfulness doesn't mean that you're just feeling good. But joyfulness is choosing the right perspective, the right heart to respond in different situation. So keep it going, Coach Ed. Keep it going.
Beautiful. Keep it going, Coach Ed. Okay. 90-year-olds, let's come on to the table. Who's next? Okay. Coach Adam.
So I'll go next. The silence always tells me I need to go. So my 90-year-old self, I don't know if you guys watch Kung Fu movies, but I see my 90-year-old self somewhere in a monastery, all the children that I've trained are there living on the monastery. This is perfect utopia. This is just my vision. If you've seen the old martial arts movies, the elders are always like the coldest martial artists. They're always real, like they have the long white beard. I want the long white beard and all of that stuff. And I would honestly just want to know from my 90-year-old self, did I do well? Did in this life that I was given, did I do well with what I was given? And I would just want to know from my older self, yeah, you took a few steps, or you paused right there maybe a little too long, or you got a little sidetracked over there. But I would want my 90-year-old self to give me that well done, like a life well lived, purpose fulfilled, and now you can go on to the next chapter in your journey.
That's good. Thank you so much for that, Coach Adam.
Very, very good. Okay. I guess the silence also will push me to say something.
Yes, Dr. Coach.
Actually, what I was thinking right now is at the age of 90, what would you want yourself to say to you? And it's more like I'm having a conversation. Maybe this is my bipolar self telling me to have a conversation between you now and the 90-year-old that you will be. And probably the me now will say to the 90-year-old, you have done it well and you have done your best. You have made an impact to the world and to the country that you're in. My 90-year-old would say, remember this time that you thought about it, because that's where you're going to by when you become 90 years old. So don't give up on what you have now. Don't give up on what your dreams are. Just keep on pushing. Things may not be the way it would be, the way you would want it to be, but look at me now at 90 years old. You're that person. So just like Coach Ed said, keep on pushing yourself, keep on going. As as what I always will think every day is this: what is important in your life, and I think that 90-year-old will keep it to himself too by that time, is what is important every day is where you're going and what you are doing. That's it.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that conversation with your 90-year-old self. Awesome. Okay, who's up next? Dive
I go
in.
next.
Okay, Coach K.
I'd go next and just I'll allow myself to really say what's on my mind right now, because as I listen to them, I could see the vision, like I was seeing it, and I wanted to hold back, but yeah, Kay, don't hold back. So my 90-year-old self would say, I am so proud of you, Kay Zabala, and remember remember those times where you played in the parks of different countries, where you played your original songs in different countries, and then how fun that was, right? Imagine if you didn't go push yourself and become that radical Kay Zabala that you always wear. And then um, I would say, look at what you have built for families, to make sure that families are mentally well. And look at the schools that you have, the school that you've set up for kids and teenagers, so that they will be able to learn life skills and navigate through life. And imagine if you didn't go out of your head. My goodness, Kay Zabala, so I'm proud of you. You did it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell myself.
We're proud of you.
Oh, yes. And I can see your little tiny petite 90-year-old self having that conversation with you, Coach K.
Yeah, like Coach Adam, with old and all that, but sitting in a rocking chair, like in one of my schools. So yeah, that's how I envision it. It's so exciting.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, who's up next?
You want me to go?
Okay.
Okay. So my 90-year-old self will be very inspirational with a podium right there at those high level standards. That's a 90-year-old. When we meet in the cafeteria and then we tell stories. But on a serious note, courage would be just the overall wrap up of my 90-year-old self. Uh, Courage is what makes me do what I do. So you may call it braveness. I love what was mentioned about joy, because you grow up with a stigma. Joy is like, you're so joyful and jolly like all the time. But joy is just, a perception of how you live your life. So that 90-year-old self would say, I took some steps. I took some steps. Um, there is a lot of you guys that do community service. I have done community service. I have served my country, both ways, Zambia and the United States. I've served the children, and I did invest in myself. So it is okay for me to invest in myself, because I would love that excellence. It doesn't come with no price, it comes with a price. So whether it is time or it is currency, I did invest in myself. So you've done well. You did not come from wealthy, but it was in your mental status, and you lived through that. That is courage. And so when I'm talking to those young ones that I invested in when I had the energy before the 90s, then they would tell part of my part of my story as those investments.
Mhm.
So you've done a good job at 90, and yeah, just live your 90s, honey.
Thank you, Coach
Really
K.
so well.
Good job.
Well done, my child. Well done.
Yeah.
Okay, Master
Okay.
Coach.
Well,
Okay. Imagining that my 90-year-old self would be talking to my present self right now, the first thing that he would say is that, so you've spoken to your 7-year-old self. And I know exactly what you said. And I will tell the same thing to you. Stay fabulous. Stay fabulous. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Don't stop now. Someday you'll make it to where I am now. But that would only happen if you stay true to yourself and you inspire others to do the same.
Absolutely. So beautiful. You did a great job. I do want to go to the comments because we have comments that's not showing on here. Regina Jean said, girl, this is what her 90-year-old self said to her. Girl, I bet you didn't see this coming. Wow, God eyes truly have not seen, ears didn't hear, nor did it enter into my heart the plans you had for me. I'm so grateful. Coach Phillip says, hello, Coach K. He sends his love. And everyone is just really just having a really good time listening to your questions. So we're in our final question, but I do want to say this. Those of you who are tuning in, make sure you still have time to share this out on your page and let your tribe know, your community know, your friends and your family, know that you listen to things that are inspiring, and share this out, because this really was a powerful message. Even though it's an interview, it's a powerful message from people from all over the world. And also, I want to say this because this is live, right? So I love doing things live because we're human, and we're so used to things being so snappy and fast and so organized and so programmed. Okay, so we're a little unorthodox over here. We just don't operate, like Master Coach Mike says, we're the unicorn world. we operate just off of our own internal, energy and inspiration. And I think that we really need to learn how to get out of a mode of programming. Because if we went to a movie theater, we would sit through a movie. We would sit through a 2-hour movie. We would sit through a 3-hour movie. So why can't we sit through being inspired by humans, like everyday people who have very similar struggles, and we get to hear how they have triumphed through that. Like for me, that's better than any movie I've ever seen, any book I've ever read, because we're all here right now. Like these voices that you hear, these are things that they have journeyed through, and they are journeying to become as we live this life of, love and pain and chaos and, joy and peace. And so I just wanted to say that because, people always say, like, look, Kendra, like, things need to be shortened. And I'm like, no, your mind needs to expand. Your mind needs to expand. And that way you can get out of your own way and you can expand and live. So a couple of people just sent me some text, was like, how much longer are you going to be on? Because I know you're going to be on longer. And I'm like, yes, because we have this final question. So let's get ready for this final question. And the final question is, a lot of people, different schools, everybody has their own method of life coaching and their own definition. But I want you to define what life coaching is. What is your definition of life coaching? But before you define the life coaching, as we close out, I want you to finally introduce yourself to everyone, right? So because we have people streaming from 4 different channels, so everybody who is here, they're now in and are settled, right? So introduce yourself to people, let them know who you are, how they can find you, all that good stuff. And then I want you to conclude with how do you define life coaching? Do y'all have that? Everybody have that in their order. So this is your showcase now. You're going to showcase yourself. Tell people who you are, how they can find you, and how you define life coaching. So who wants to go first? Coach Romel. We know Dr. Coach Romel is him because we hear the Roosters. They're competing for his time.
Okay. Um, my 7 years, my 7-year-old self now is telling me that just to hide and sit on the corner. Anyway, I'm a life coach. I've been certified by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs 2019. But I'm a practicing surgeon. I'm a doctor. I also have been to law, and now I'm a faculty and also doing, hospital works at the same time and teaching in faculties in universities. Why am I passionate with this? Because I see myself as a success and significance life engineer. I call it life engineer because I will make and help you make out blueprints for the life of your dreams or the dream life that you would like to have, because that's what I would what do you call this, like, if ever somebody would have helped me out before, like, um, form the blueprint as to where I would follow and put the foundations in so that we can build the life that we always would want, and then it would have been a much better life. Not that I don't, not that I'm not satisfied with what I have, but I always believe that there's something more to where you are. Okay, there's something more to where you are. So for those who would want to connect with me, um, on the page, I'm hashtag speaker MD. I usually do coaching. I usually do talks, and one of my idol is Mike, the TED talker. Oh, all right. Um, but basically, I just go on with life, and the way I said it earlier was that every morning and every day I wake up. The only question that I'm asking myself is, where are you going, and what would you be doing for that day? And with that, whoever it is that I come across with, paid or unpaid, but then again, know the drills. So I just want to give myself and share myself. So, with what life coach is for me is that everyone has it in them, because it's our nature to help others. It feels something. It's always there. Like you would like to be of help, of assistance to whoever it is. It might be a stranger, it might be a family, it might be a relative, it might be a student, whoever it is, from all walks of life. You just would like always to put something there significant in their life. So life coaching for me is helping others be better. Like just helping others be better in whatever aspect, intellectually, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and all. So that's it for me. And I would like to say, because it's a final question, I would like to say thank you to all of you. I mean, I had an amazing time. Not just talking to my 7-year-old, talking to my 90-year-old, but being with you guys. So amazing and so blessed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Coach Romel. We're so happy that we know that you're really busy, but you made time. I'm sure it was a sacrifice to be here with us. So thank you so much. Okay, who's up next?
I will go. So I'm Adam Morris. I am the Guru Coach, and for me, I'll do I call it looking in the mirror and looking out the window. So for me, looking in the mirror, life coaching is my village. Um, just growing up, moving from place to place, like you seek that in life that you didn't have. So that's one thing that I want, a strong support system that encourages and builds each other up. Just from this call, I can see, people that I might reach out to and start bugging, like, hey, I need a little help in my mind. But so that's what it is. That's what it is for me. It's a way to help me, you know, grow and expand and connect with others that share the same journey as me, share the same path as me. And then looking out the window for the client, um, life coaching is just adding to that, is that support system. So I talked earlier about the muscles, and the skeleton holds the muscles in place. So for my client, I'm that backbone. I'm that person. I have a nicer delivery. I don't know if it's because I'm a martial artist or whatever, but I just want to be that support for that client that is working a job, or that says that they can, or have gone through whatever they've gone through. I'm that life coach that's going to support you, that's going to lift you, that's going to encourage you, just like I would my students, my children, that I teach in the community, because sometimes adults need that too. I'm learning. They need that encouragement. They need that support. Like, you are great. You can do this. You have a gift and a purpose in this world. And if you don't do it, no one else will. I will be here to support you because that's my purpose. And as far as the type of life coach I am, and I wrote this down, and it keeps changing every time I get asked this. But so I'm the guru life coach. I specialize in operations, branding, marketing. I use my creative gifts. I'm an artist, like drawing and painting and things like that. So I want to help guide you into operationally how to successfully increase your business and communicate your vision to the brand, to your customers. And you can find me at email Adam at Boss Together, BOSS Together, building our self-sufficiency together.org. Adam at bosstogether.org.
Thank you so much, Coach Adam. Yes, it keeps changing, and it will change until it doesn't need to change anymore. Okay, so don't be okay with that. Okay, who's up next?
I'll go next. I'll go next. Okay, so I'm Kay Zabala, and I am a life and mental health coach. So my heart is into family mental health, because I believe that the family is the basic unit of our society. And so because the reason why I'm starting with families is that I am on a mission to heal humanity by empowering mindsets and really restoring love in hearts. And that is always included starting with my very own. And I will connect it to my definition of life coaching, because life coaching to me is empowering and changing myself first, so I can empower and change others. Because really, humanity needs healing. And when we talk about mental health, yes, it all begins and ends with our mindset, with our mindsets and with our heads. But as Coach Feby said earlier, when the mind is healed, the heart can begin the healing process. Actually, it's like chicken and egg, really. But I would say it has to start with empowerment of the mindsets. And it really, we can only do this if we heal ourselves. Like, Coach Kendra, I can hear her in my head, like, like, work on your shit, clean your own mess first. And that's the way we'll change the world, really. Always starting with my very own life, my very own self. So I would say one life at a time, starting with my very own. That's it for me.
Thank you, Coach K. I would say it in that same manner. Work, clean up your own shit before you try to clean up anyone else's, or start your process. That way you'll be further along, so you can help someone with the first couple of steps that you've already taken. You're absolutely right. So thank you so much for that.
Master Coach, I'd like to add what you also told me, like, it was so powerful, like, about trusting oneself. And then when you said, how can you trust strangers and not trust yourself? So yeah, it's always within the self.
That's right. Thank you, Coach K. Sabala. Okay, who's up next?
Process.
Yeah. I'll go next. So, again, thank you, Master Coach, for the opportunity. And everyone, happy International Coaching Week. So I'm Coach Ed. Again, I am a relationship coach. That's really something I focus ever since. So what I do and what usually what drives me into it and the why I do life coaching is that I believe that every individual has a fundamental relationship in their life. It somewhat could be yourself, it could be somewhat romantically, it could be somewhat with your family, but we could really partner and journey to leverage that kind of relationship to something that is your desired. And it is something that my heart goes, like Coach K mentioned, it is my mission as well, that to really empower, not just encourage but empower individuals, especially men, to express themselves in the process of finding the right one. And in that journey, I my vision is that when that kind of person, whether he is a she or a he will really identified in a million of crowd who is the right person for them. So in that kind of specific, I would like to really invest more in life coaching and do more in life coaching, being a relationship coach. And with that, I believe life coaching, as per definition to me, is a transference of life to life. I enjoyed really the kind of experience that I am being joyful right now is because that is something that I really want everyone to enjoy as well. That it is okay. It is really great for us to experience that kind of relationship that we want to have. And because of that, you can reach me out through life coach Ed Ramos. And also, I have a group page called Dating Perfectly, even if you're not perfect. So this is not a dating site. This is somewhat like education or something that would really empower everyone to have that clear identity of what they have. So you could just click in and request to join. So that's it for me. Again, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Master Coach.
Thank you so much, Coach Ed, and welcome back. And welcome back.
Thank you.
Because the world need great relationship coaches, and you're such a beautiful human being. You know, I've known you for some time now, and I know you personally, so I'm so appreciative that you're back here honoring your coaching platform, and I'm looking forward to you doing really great things. So thank you so much. Okay, who's up next?
I will go next. So thank you so much for having me, Coach Kendra. We go way back then. I was looking at our pictures 6 years ago when we were doing high for having me here today. Nice meeting everybody. So my name is Febi Kaira, and in this season, I do consider myself a corporate diverse leadership coach. I believe it would change from season to season, but in this season, that's where I am serving. What that means is I will coach you up always, regardless of your ethnicity or your background, to ensure that you do excel in the marketplace, in your career, in return revenue for yourself and your company. It is always a win win situation. I am a social worker by profession. Being a life coach, a mental health coach was just an addition that I desired because the way that Master Coach Kendra does it is from the heart. And at this time, I was ready. Okay, I could have been certified 5 years ago. However, at this point, I was ready to do the work. Life coaching is about being asked questions. Like you ask the questions, no one is doing the work for you. You do the work for yourself. For yourself, excuse me. And so this time I was ready to do that. That way I can continue to be productive to those that I do serve. I am a founder of Daliso Foundation. So that's how you can connect with me. That's how I do contribute to my country. So Daliso Foundation, in my language, Daliso means blessing. And so, being in the United States, it is a blessing to give back to your country. So, one way how we give back is through education and community development. So, through education, we collect school supplies and we send them to the rural areas. So, there is two schools that we sponsor back there. We collect backpacks, books, erasers, crayons. We collect backpacks for the most part because the children carry books or supplies in a plastic bag. So, to motivate them and tell them life is possible, success is possible, you have to give them something so they have something to look up to. So, that's what we do on that educational platform. And when it comes to community development, for the most part, we, collaborate with the community and we speak to influential leaders just like you. You come and you tell your stories to the people that are listening, and it is inspiring that they could speak to their 7-year-old self and in this position right now, then they could do better. I do love leadership coaching because I did not have one growing up. As I was saying, like, vision was lacking. And so I believe if I had one, especially coming to America, because I came here straight from high school. And even when I was coming to America, it was it was unimaginable. Like, someone would, when I said I'm going to college in the United States, they would not have believed me. Like, you cannot go to America. It's like a joke. Like, if you do go to America, then all of us will go there. Like sarcasm. So, being here, it has given me that opportunity to take life seriously. Like, okay, so there is an opportunity here, then let me give back to my country. So, another way of giving back is we speak to those high school students. Like, after you graduate, these are some of the things that you may expect in society. So, whether you choose to contribute to your local country or you choose to contribute in diaspora, but these are the things that you may expect, and then you choose from there. So, I love leadership. It is a choice. It is not something that someone forces you to do. You desire it. So, I love what Coach Mel was saying. Whether you're paid or not paid, it is great. However, in the profession that we are in, it comes with an invoice. So, I would appreciate giving back with the invoice or not invoice, because it is a gift. However, sometimes with a gift, you have to uproot it. We have to uproot it, and that's where coaching comes from. We dig deep and tell you these are your uniqueness, develop them, and this is how they can help you. So, in this season, I am your diverse leadership coach in the marketplace, because in most marketplaces I've been, I'm a minority. So, I'm a minority, and you get to learn how to survive over there. And so, when I do see other individuals that come before me, and I know that I will be able to contribute to them, then I will do just that. But my name is Febe Kaira, and on Facebook you can follow me, Febe Kaira, and Deliso Foundation, and our website, Deliso Foundation. You do not have to give funds. Just this advice would be great. I know you guys are in a different country, and so you understand the meaning of diverse, but just a little video to expose that education to someone else, that is a contribution as well. And I love Hype Kids Nation coach, Master Kendra. She has been such an influence. She has never met the kids, but the kids know who she is. That's how powerful she is.
Thank you, Coach Fabi. Thank you so much, Coach Fabi. And I will say that Coach Fabi and I, our nonprofits have partnered together. We have been partnered together for many years, in sending those school supplies over to Zambia. So if that's something that that's in your heart to do, like, please connect with Coach Fabi. She has such a big heart, and the kids of Zambia are so, worthy, and so it takes a village, and a village does not mean that it has to be, in your country, by your culture. A village is the whole entire world. So the whole entire world can save one child if we just come together and do that. So, Coach Febby, I love that you are committing in the profession of life coaching, and I know that your life's mission work is going to be so fulfilled. So thank you so much for joining us. Okay, who's up next?
Okay. So first things first, thank you so much, Master Coach Kendra. You were such a joy to work with for this particular platform. I thank you also to the rest of the coaches. I learned a lot from you guys while listening to you. You are all inspiring as well. So allow me to introduce myself. My name is Coach Mike Celis. I am a global master coach, and I am the best-selling author of the hashtag Best Me Ever book series. My 6th book would be coming out by next month, hopefully. So please pray that the final edits go well. On the side, I'm a radio talk show host and currently a podcast host for one of the media companies in Australia, and a subject matter expert in coaching for marketinginasia.com. I coach celebrities, successful people, and top executives worldwide while mentoring coaches globally under my hashtag Best Me Ever coaching platform. I empower people from within to discover their authentic, unapologetic, grandest version of themselves, their own hashtag Best Me Ever. I love working with unicorns, much like myself. So if you resonate with that, then I'm the coach for you. Life coaching for me, I would like to define it in my own terms, is a transformative process that allows you to come from your essence, your true essence, meaning you have embraced your own greatness within, so that you can be the person that you're meant to be as you live the life that you've always wanted. It's basically, it empowers you to actually journey towards your own hashtag Best Me Ever. Thank you so much. And if you want to get in touch with me, and you may check out www.coach-mikecelis.com, and you can check out all my other social media properties. My podcast is available on Spotify. The newest episode will be out tonight, featuring a Guinness Book of World Records holder. So that's my interview with her. And you can search my profile on Google. Just type Coach Mike Celis. So all my social media properties would come out there. And you can just follow and like and chat with me wherever you wish. Thank you so much.
Woo! Thank you, Master Coach Mike. Thank you so much. Has everyone gone? Has everybody gone? Everybody's good? Okay, awesome. So we have, I do want to honor some of the coaches over here on the other platform. Coach Noel says that for me, life coaching is coaching yourself while helping others through your coaching. Coach Lou Marie says, thank you, Coach K, for sharing. Trust first ourselves before learning to trust others. And she also said that life coaching for me is reaching out to people, transform themselves while you transform yourself to a better and authentic person. So this has been so divine. Everybody, I just want to give a shout out, a big hug, and the greatest, sloppiest cheek kiss ever given to you from me and from the panel for sticking in here with us for almost 2 hours, honoring these beautiful 6 coaches, because there's no way in the world that we really could have impacted in an hour. It's just impossible. I hate watered, run down things, and you will just never get that from us over here. We are all certified through the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs, and it is a company that I founded, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to work with beautiful people like this that are all over the world and who are doing magnificent things in their own lane, empowering and inspiring people into a zone of genius. So for me, I'm going to end it there, because the zone of genius for me is what life coaching is. We should all aspire to reach that level because every day we wake up in a zone of excellence. And people have told us, all of our life that, oh my gosh, it takes this to be this. It takes this to do this. It takes this to become this. But no, all it takes is your mindset and your heart set. And if you take your mind and your heart and learn how to make those two things operate together, you can truly reach a level of genius where you can produce the legacy that you want to leave for your family, where you can end generational curses, where you can raise your children healthy and give them great sense of value and purpose in this life if you just believe in who you were designed to be. And I want to leave with a quote that Gay Hendricks is someone who I've been following for some times, and he talks about the genius zone a lot. And so I've kind of have adopted this, and I give this to my clients so we can reflect on. So I make my clients read this, right? Like I make them read it. It's like you're going to read this and we're going to reflect on it. And like Coach Febby, I'm very firm and they're just like, okay, yes, Master Coach, we're going to reflect on this. So I'm going to give it to you and I want you to absorb this and I want you to reflect with this because in all of us is a life coach. Life coaching is a lifestyle. We are the only profession that don't make you choose one way. As you heard, each and every coach had a different definition, and that is so okay on this, in our profession. So we are doctors, we're educators, we're community leaders, we're talk show hosts, we're podcast, professionals, we're authors, we're bloggers. We are all of everything. We're mothers, we're fathers, we're sisters and brothers, but we're also life coaches because life coaching is a lifestyle of excellence. It's a lifestyle of living in integrity. It's a lifestyle of living in a reflection of your highest self and learning that whoever that you are, it's okay to be that. It's okay to be imperfectly you. It's okay to not own a sense of perfection and to get messy and to figure life out and not be embarrassed and no longer live in shame of who you are and the mistakes that you may make because of the choices that you decided to endure. Life coaching really just sums up life in a nutshell of get out of your own way and stop giving a damn about what people think that looks like. Okay. So with Gay Hendricks, he says, living in your genius feels absolutely wonderful. And I want you to ask yourself, what do I most love to do? You love it so much that I can do it for long stretches of a time without ever getting tired or bored. Discover and practice aligning yourself to this North Star of your genius, because if you don't know what you are internally doing, if you don't know what your internal guidelines or rules are, you fall prey to everyone else's crazy rules and everyone else's crazy guidelines. You've outsourced the auto ship of your life. However, the beauty of the human mind is that any decision that is made can be unmade. By tuning into your genius, you can directly support your overall well-being. You can change your life by taking small and unique steps that put into actions your answers to the wonder question, how can I bring forth my genius in ways that serve others and myself at the same time? And for me, that is life coaching. So we have gone through a beautiful week of International Life Coaching Week. We are a thing and we are not a fad and we are not going away. We are a $2+ billion industry and we are here to stay. And there should be a life coach, as Coach Kay Sabala says, in every household and in every country. And that is our mission of certifying 1 million life coaches. So if you want to be a part of our mission, you can reach out to us on every social media platform at Global Coach Entrepreneur. So that's at Global Coach Entrepreneur or at www.globalcoachentrepreneur.org. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share this out. If you're here watching the replay, just put hashtag replay. Send us some love, and we will see you next time on the other side. Thank you so much, coaches. I love you. Y'all give me a minute. I'm going to end this out, and we'll have our little photo op. But everybody else, be beautiful. Enjoy the rest of your day over there in the Philippines. Those of you in the United States, enter into Monday with a goal and a purpose and finish this week out strong. Bye for now.